Okay, hello everybody. Make sure everything's working. Everything's working. Hello. Everything's working. Hello. That's better. Everything's working. Hello, Sir Francis. Boom. I can see you in the chat. Don't know why I see you on the channel display, but hey ho. Now I do. It's a bit weird like that. Are you subscribed to me? Because I think you should, for one reason, because you get your name shown in a really cool way. But let me show you. This is my new channel subscription alert.
The Empire will make a note of your service.
I'm so happy about that. That took me a while to work out. So, let's actually start reading my book, shall we? I've done quite a few chapters. I haven't completely finished it yet. And chapter, I think it's 3, I haven't really finished that either. But I'm slowly getting there. Unfortunately, my hands are still a bit... So, don't worry about what it says up there. Chapter 1. The end, I hope. To say my head was muzzy is a bit of an understatement. I open my eyes and see that I am in a dark, cold room with concrete and very little light to look at, but a dim light on the ceiling above me. I try and get up, but my hands are snatched back by a hard feeling on my wrists. I look down with my head, which is still feeling like a bunch of rocks hit it, and see a metal bracelet. My brain thinks it's a watch and yank. It stops me. It's handcuffs on both wrists. I try to move my legs. Yep, the same thing. Saying out to no one. Well, I'm up a creek without a paddle. At least she is safe. Then the light came on, almost blinding me. And then I heard a deep masculine voice. Oh, her, well, I took care of her. In the end, she begged to die, the voice said, with an air of passion in his words. My eyes were blinking. Then my eyes started to refocus on the room. This dank... Hang on. This dank interrogation room with a Eastern-looking man with muscles that made my arms look like twigs. Hey, Aiken. She begged to live as my personal slave. The man with the dark outfit and boots said. His complexion of a man who had been seen battle and had scars to show it. Scotch. I smile at him. The man looked at me and punches me, throwing the chair back about 1 inch, toppling me over, still strapped to it. To say I was expecting to be... to be punched to the floor was not a surprise, but that is what I wanted, but unfortunately not hard enough. I was still in the land of the living. She was on her knees, on her back, like you, begging for mercy. The man stood with a voice that dripped contempt for me. You think that you were being the hero, letting us capture you? My brain was still in pain, and I could barely think. I haven't thought of the name for the book yet. Sorry about this. It's house phone. Hang on. Begging for mercy. Right. The man said with a voice that dripped contempt for me. Letting us capture you. My brain was still in pain and I could barely think. You failed. She was in my hands within the hour, the man said as he lifted me up back onto the four legs of the chair. He slapped me hard. Look at me, infidel. My head was still lump. My head was still a lump of rock. But I thought, why not look at the man who will end my life? I raised my head, looking into the eyes of my soon-to-be killer, or I hoped. Why she ever looked at you is beyond me. The bitch deserved a real man, but she got that in the end. And oh, she was... And oh my, she can do things with her mouth, the scarred man said with a sick smile on his face. My mouth throbbed, but I wanted to speak. So how much blood did you lose? I said with a croaky tone. The man smiled, not a drop. The man said with a smirk. She did not leave a mark on me, he said with a pride in his voice. I smiled at him. Sorry, it's a bit hard to... I smiled at him. Then she's still alive. Otherwise she would have bit off your ball. Would have bitten. Sorry guys, just gotta check something. Ah, 2 of you. Bitten your balls off. As a last act of defiance, the off was punctuated with a gob of blood as it exited my mouth with the full force in my lungs. The interrogator, who had gotten close to my face, lurched his head, snapping my head back with the force of his headbutt. He stood up, making sure to wipe my blood off his face with the side of his sleeve. I hope you do not have inspection, otherwise you would be not fit for duty with my blood on your face. I spoke with pride in my voice as I stifled a chuckle. The pain was subsiding as the man drew a blade from his gear. You want blood, infidel? I will bathe in your blood if you like. The interrogation master said with honor in his voice. A splash of red would brighten this place up a bit, I said, almost as a Bond-style quip. You're not tough, little man. Beg for your life and you may live, the interrogator said, smiling and using his knife to almost put fear in me by displaying it in his hands, which have scars and damage. Shaking my head. Why am I not dead? If you had the information you need, then I would be dead, not having to look at your deformed face, with the belief that you could make me beg to give you anything you want, you pathetic. Anything you want, you're pathetic. Hang on. A cat could outsmart you, I said, hoping this would anger him. I was right. My left arm felt the pain of his combat knife cutting through the fabric into my flesh. I can make your end quick, infidel. Tell me where the meeting is. With a sadistic tone in his speech, he spoke the words. Luke, you pathetic sum sowed by the mother of a dead goat that has a name that sounds like a crappy washing detergent made by a computer with no understanding of English. Kill me, you fuck. She will live and you will die by her hand, I said with all the energy and anger, trying not to scream. A voice from the door spoke in a language I did not care what it was. The torturer shouted back to the door in the same language. I could not give one shit about at the moment. Tell me where the meeting... Yeah, shit. God damn it, I didn't want that to happen. Where are we? Tell me where the meeting is, the torturer bellowed, his anger fermenting. When I go into heaven, I want sluts and a view of you being tortured in hell by a professional. You're a rank amateur, I shouted back, my energy screaming in my veins as the pain increased from the blade of the interrogator. The man became enraged, threw his knife away, and then stood up and pulled his gun. Tell me, infidel, where is the meeting? Shouting it so my ears rang. I smelled spitting with the last bit of energy and took energy and looking him in the face, 2 words. Fuck you. The interrogator broke, levelling the weapon with my head. Then I heard the cocking of his gun and I heard a small thud. The man slumped. On the floor with the gun falling at his body, dropping like a rock. The door swung open. I looked as the woman entered, wearing a cream shirt and brown combat pants with jet black hair. She was holding a large pistol as a suppressor. The woman fired two more rounds. I turned to see the body of the now dead, muscle-bound man, slumped in a different position. She spoke in a language I did not understand, but I heard two words that had my heart drop. Save him. My vision became blurry. My energy was ebbing away. My last thought was, I'm sorry. With that, my energy was gone. I fell unconscious, hoping I would not wake up. To save her, I needed to be dead. So that's chapter 1. Sorry, there you go. There's chapter 1. Read that to you. Chapter 2. My real name. To say I did not want to wake up was a point of fact. If I was still breathing, she would still be in danger. I was being cruel, I knew, but she would forget me and move on. This is why I truly loved her. My eyes opened with a flicker as the soft warm light entered my eyes. I felt my body starting to come back to life. The first thing I felt was a dull pain in my arm. The dead pain. Inflictor done. Interrogator. The dead pain. Right, a dull pain in my arm. I felt it was a dull pain in my arm. The dead. Ah, right. Yeah, I know what I've done wrong. The dead interrogator had done his job well. Take it easy, you've been out for a while, said a soft, feminine voice with a tinge of a Middle Eastern accent. For what I could tell, I was in a soft, warm bed. I looked down the bed to see my arms had a drip inserted into it. Then I turned my head to look at the direction of the where the voice was coming from. Oh God. Hey Max. Where are we? Bloody hell! I feel like I've been interrogated since this flare-up. Where was I? I've lost my. Then I turned my head to look at the direction of the voice was coming from. My compliments. No one has ever pissed off Jarson like you did, the black-haired woman said, sitting at an oak table with a plate of food in front of her. I feel sorry for him. At least he did not see it coming, I said to her with a sardonic tone. I really did feel pity for Jarson. He might have lived if he had just shot me in the head. But he took too much time. That is why he was dead. The woman smiled. Very clever on finding his weak point, Jarson has taken on special forces in some situations and broken them. In the same situation and broken them. But with you, he snapped. She said, hang on. I'm not doing too bad, Max Gross. Oh, bollocks! What the hell? Oh, for God's sakes, what? Hang on. And Jason had taken on special forces in the same situation and broken them. But it was you. He snapped, she said with a tone of admiration in her voice. I feel like I had to sit up, and my body responded with a smooth motion as I sat up in the hospital bed and I swung my legs over the side, finally able to see the room which was to be my new pit that I'd been chucked down. To say I had been to say I'd been less well treated, to say I had been in less well furnished hotel rooms would be saying nothing. There was a bookcase filled with books, most of them in Arabic, judging from the font. There was a basin which had gold trim. The chair close to the table where she was sitting was a plush recliner with soft furnishings. Okay, you're higher up the chain then, I said in a soft tone, knowing that for me that was not a good thing. She smiled, nodding to the table in front of me. Please take a seat, she said with an inviting tone. Stepping down onto the soft shag pile carpet, I felt the warmth through my feet. I looked down at the feet and then looked up at her. Water or electric underfloor heating, I said, as I grabbed the stand that the drip was attached to and started using it as a way to steady myself as I sat on the soft chair next to the table. Water, which is in addition to the heating system, which was with a surprised tone in her voice. Getting comfortable in the chair, I said, not cheap, in an impressed tone. You're not a professional, are you? She said with a tone of understanding in her voice. No, I have never put a heating system in, but I know quality, I said, with a cocky tone. She sat back in the chair and smiled. Unfortunately, I wanted to test my new drug on you, but I do not think that will be needed, she said with slight apprehension. Before you put more drugs in me than a world-class Olympian, who am I addressing? I said, hoping to at least get a name out of this. My name is Jessere, wife of Jason, she said in a cool tone as she took out a vial and a syringe. Hang on. That put a smile on her face. That scares you more than any pain you have had from Jason. Sorry. That scares you more than any pain you had so far, Jessere said, with a warm tone like she was asking for a cup of coffee at a Starbucks. Yes, it does, I said. Knowing my voice was telling her everything she wanted to know, about my state of mind. She walked around and injected the green liquid into my drip feed. "You're an interesting man. I think I'll enjoy what you have to say," Jessero said with a smug tone. I could feel the new drug. I blinked. The room was spinning slowly. It took 3 revolutions, then slowed to a stop. "Would you like something to eat?" Jessero said with a sardonic tone in her voice. I tried to concentrate on her face. "Yes. What have you got?" I said, my head feeling like it was being dissolved and all my mental barriers were being dissolved with the drug. "How about a lamb kofta?" Jessero said, looking at the cold plate of food. "What is that?" I asked, with a drone-like emotionless tone. "Lamb balls fried with a tomato sauce." Jessero spoke with the sound of someone who enjoys the meal. "Okay, ask me what you want. I think you can get the truth from me." My tone was of someone who was given up resisting. Jessero spoke into a walkie-talkie as she took off her belt in her language. "Coke?" she said with enthusiasm. I nodded. Jessero spoke a few more words, then put it back on her belt after getting a confirmation from the other man. "So the drug has taken effect. My first question is simple. What is your name?" Jessero said. Sorry. Jessero said in a soft tone, like she was talking to a child. "My name is James." The pain that started to exude from every part of my body was incredible. "If you lie, you will feel that pain." "What was the lie you were going to say to me? And what is your real name?" Joshua said, her eyes looking into my mind as I heard her words. "My lie name was James T. Kirk," I said, with my words coming out slowly as the pain subsided. I said the truth. Treasury held up the traditional Vulcan greeting. "My real name is Marcus Trent." Now we get to chapter 3. Time slows. "So, you're Marcus Trent," Treasury said, taking out her phone, tapping in a few keys, and then looking at what was on the screen. "So, you're a YouTuber," Treasury said, not looking up from her phone. An Android smartphone, but I could not think what make it was. "Yes, you could say that," I said, feeling defeated. So tell me the story," Jessero said, finally looking up from the phone. As I have no choice, I think I must," with a light amount of resignation in my voice. "I am Marcus Trent, a medium-sized YouTube influencer who makes videos." My tone was of someone making a well-rehearsed speech. "Let me stop you there. How did you meet the spy?" Jeffrey said with a raised eyebrow to emphasize her point, and a small smile, almost letting me know that she was proud of me for picking up on that she had left the question open. Oh, spoil sport, I said with a slight smile. At least Joshua was being courteous. Even when I was playing her around, I doubt I would have gotten away with that. Sorry. Joshua was being courteous. Even when I was playing around, I doubt I've gotten away with that with whoever these people were. She was even tempered and seemed to enjoy not being infuriated but letting me try my tricks. The worst thing about Jessary was that I'm not a professional spy, merc, or soldier, and she was methodical, patient, and intelligent. From that, she must be a nightmare. For them, she must be a nightmare. From the way she was interrogating me, using her own drugs, her own style, I could tell she read all the manuals and thrown them away, or never read a manual and falling into the job with her own style. She loved it. I could tell. I began telling Jessary the truth from my own point of view. I met the spy. So this is how I met her. A friend who I had met through Twitter had financed me to go to E3. Even strangely booking the hotel, telling me the trip was on her. After seeing the third day of the event, I was coming back to the hotel feeling whacked out, having picked up a burger and a small selection of sushi for a video. She looked at me with a smile. Burger and sushi? Well, have you never thought what they both would taste like? She shrugged. Anyway, I leant against... I leant against the elevator wall, or its bulkhead. Just as the door were about to shut, a tall woman, who, from what I could tell, was wearing a hoodie over her head and cheap sunglasses, put her arm in to stop the elevator. It almost reminded me of the monster from a B movie. In my tired state, I apologized, saying, you do not need the lift. Well, you do a 5-block run and see if you need the elevator. My apologies. Holding my bag of food, I stepped to the control. Floor 10, she said, tapping her watch, which was definitely an Apple product. Paying her no mind. The door closed and I went back to the wall of the lift. To say she had a nice ass was an understatement. I shook my head. I'm not a pig. Say it. Not knowing that I was saying that out loud, I was shocked when the fitness woman spoke. I barely know you, she said matter-of-factly. Sorry, I'm tired and you have a very voluptuous... And you're very voluptuous. My inner caveman was showing. I looked at the indicator for my floor, praying to God I could get out of here. The woman took out her phone and tapped something. Then the world went dark. Are you okay? A female voice said. Come on, wake up. The voice. I know that voice. I opened my eyes to see the back of the fitness woman. Right. The voice. I know that voice. I opened my eyes to see the back of the fitness woman. Had blonde hair down to her shoulders. She turned to face me. Oh, thank God, she said, looking at me rather worried. I blinked. No, I shook my head. I must be dreaming, saying that without thinking, as I looked at her, of Von Tressiter. She smiled slightly, with still a pained look on her face. "You're not dreaming," Tressiter said, with a bit of worry in her voice. Oh God, I lost my place again. She smiled slightly with still a pained look on her face. "You're not dreaming," Tressida said, with a bit of worry in her voice. Shaking my head a bit to make sure it did not fall off, I looked around. I was on the floor of the elevator, and it felt like hell. I was more worried about Tressida. She seemed to have been shaken up by this. The only lights was her phone. "You okay?" I asked, with a warm, comforting tone in my voice. "Yes, I'm fine," she snapped back. I got up. "No, you're not. Tell me, what is up?" I said in a soft, reassuring tone. Her eyes became daggers. "I said I'm fine. Now leave it," Tressida said with a venom dripping from her voice. She turned away. There was something about the way she was acting that I could not put my finger on, but I knew I knew I was a burden to her. "My name is Marcus Trent. I can see you are in distress. You have my word as an English gentleman that whatever happens in here will not become tabloid gossip." Tresta turned around, her perfect face to face me as I finished my promise. "Thank you. I'm sorry for snapping at you. My name is Yvonne Tresta. I know. I have enjoyed your acting in games and TV and films, but that is beside the point. You are finding this difficult. Can you tell me why, so I can help if I can?" I said in a confident tone. To put it bluntly, I was trying to show off. If Tresta was sitting in a bar alone, and I was the only other person in the bar, I would not go up to her. Tresta is not an A-list celebrity, but in my eyes, she is one of the most incredible women in the world. She had a slightly nerdy streak to her, but looking at her, you would not have known. Walking on a catwalk in Paris, Milan, would be walking in a park for her. For me, personally, it would be my idea of hell. Let me just check that the stream's still going. Yeah, I'm glad. How are you guys finding it? Well, there's only one of you, so how are you guys finding it? Just wanted to make sure you guys are... What the... Ah, Barry! Hey! Yes, this is my first novel. I've never written a novel before. the way I'm playing it is basically 50 Shades of Grey for men. She is the spy. Marcus Trent is not. But you'll see. And I haven't quite done chapter 3 fully, but I've done other chapters. I've sort of scattered them around. So, yeah. Do you have any other questions about the book? And then I'll carry on for a bit. Okay, I'll keep going. Right, where are we? Okay. Just through. Tresta is the woman of my dreams, and here I am stuck in a lift with her. So no man or woman would not understand me trying to show off my best side. Jessera spoke up. Jessera spoke up. Did you think you had a hope in hell? She said with a bemused tone. I smiled at the brunette. None at all, saying it saying it with true conviction in my voice. She smiled. You should be proud that you know your limits. Jessera, my limits are... fuck. I hate when that happens. Jessera, my limits are just above a rotting zombie. Saying that with a smile on my face. May I go on? You're too hard on yourself, but please do go on, Jessera said, holding back a grin, barely. Tresta looked shocked at my interruption of her. I doubt it very much that you can help me, but I was once trapped in a lift with no lights for 3 hours. Tresta spoke with a hint of fear in her voice. I nodded. Do you mind if I try? Saying it with a soft tone. Hey, it's your time to waste, Tresta said with a coy tone. Tell me, what is the car you would most like to drive if you had a chance? Saying that with a calming voice. I looked into her blue eyes. She smiled. A Jag E-Type, Trista said with pride and a slight sense of joy in her soft voice. Looking into her eyes her eyes was like looking into a wormhole into another world. You do know what a Jag is, Tresta said with a tone of someone talking to a piece of advanced consumer technology, asking it to make you a cheeseburger and ending up with a tax return for a Middle Eastern gangster instead. Sorry, yes, a Jag E-Type, a classic car. I approve. May I recommend a convertible? Now pick your paint style, saying to Tresta with a slight sound of pride that the woman that I had found very attractive had a knowledge of cars that was not just has 4 wheels and comes in pink. You think I should go for bright pink or soft pale pink? Tressa said with a soft, overly feminine tone. So this is what it feels like to have my view on someone crushed like an egg being driven over by a tank, I said with a heavy heart. Well, you did stare into my eyes, so revenge is a dish best served pink, Tressa said with a gleeful perkiness in her voice. My heart swelled hearing that jab at me. Your wit is refreshing and as sharp as a diamond. I do not even want to know what you would tell me if I stared at your cleavage, saying this with a soft, apologetic tone. She smiled. Oh, I think I can forgive you. Saying it like she knew I was forgiving her for something she did. Silver with chrome accents on the bumper and classic wheels, Tressa said with assurance in her knowledge. Taking my phone, I tapped the application and searched Jag. E-type. Now close your eyes and imagine you're walking out of the hotel on the ground floor wearing a cocktail dress. Blood red Louis Vuitton with black Manolo Blahnik shoes, Tresta said with a smile on her face and a soft tone, remembering her most prized dress. The outfit you were wearing to the premiere of Hard Rush. Excellent taste, but I think you would look ravishing wearing a bin bag and a Chinese noodle box on your head as a hat. Saying that with a creepy tone, trying to make her forget my knowledge of her wardrobe with an anecdote. I might try it, but what am I doing outside in my favourite dress? I tapped the button on my phone, and the sound of the V12 Jaguar E-Type emits from my phone. Well, I brought you the car you want to drive, I said with a warm, inviting tone. I tapped the sound to turn the car off, and tapped the sound to open and shut the door. The top is down for a lovely, relaxing drive, and I throw you the keys. Tresta raises a hand. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cold. Tresta raises a hand in a catching motion. She also had a quizzical but bright look on her face. So what are you wearing? I looked at her oddly. This is about you, not me, saying, trying to get her back on track. Well, I have to get to know what. Well, I have got to know what you would be wearing. With an urging tone from. Sorry, I think I've screwed that up. I looked at her oddly. This is about you, not me. Saying that, trying to trying to get her back on track. Well, I have got to know what you would be wearing, with an urging tone from me to describe what I would wear. A pair of dark trousers and a shirt. Saying it quickly to get her back on track. Hold up. What type of shirt? What shade of trousers? Does it have a pattern? Tressa said, eager for what I would say. Bait into her tone of voice. Relenting. Okay, a clean white shirt, short sleeved, showing a bit of arm hair, with a dark corded trousers. Tressa raised an eyebrow. Jewelry, maybe a Rolex? God forbid. Omega, please. I'm not a flash bastard, cutting Tressa off before she said Brightlink. Hang on. Brightlink watch that you can call for help with. My apologies, but Omega would suit you, Tressa said reassuringly. I open the door for you and look away as you step into the driver's seat of the E-Type, softly telling her to get in the car. Well, get in then, Tressa responded. I smiled. Okay, I get into the car. Sorry, I think I've screwed that up. I open the door for you and look away as you step into the driver's seat of the E-Tub, softly telling her to get in the car. Well, get in, then, Trista responded. I smile. Okay, I get into the car and close the door and look at your incredible face and smile, saying that made me smile. I know a good sushi restaurant. Let us drive there, Trista said with a joyful perkiness that I could not quite understand. She described the drive. We drive along the seafront to a small sushi cafe on the Broadwalk, Trista said with a bemused tone. I interrupt her, surreptitiously getting out of my bag the box of sushi. I speak. We get taken into a small room in the back for a more private and secluded meal, and I order. Now open your hand. Trista opens her hand. I gently place a California roll on her hand. Open your eyes, I say, in soft tone. She opens blue eyes. As she looks down at her hand and sees the California roll. You're a wizard, she says, like she was looking at something that should not be there. We wizards can all magic sushi out of thin air, saying this, playing it along with her. I take out the 14-piece sushi box I picked up less than 10 minutes ago from the restaurant. May I? Trisha said, looking at me with a slight look of relief. You're at your restaurant and we are having sushi, Trisha said. She finished the sentence. She ate the California roll. Her eyes closed as I saw her eat the piece of sushi. She finished the pieces and spoke. Courgetta? Courgetta O? My mind went blank for a moment. For a second. How in the name of God? Said a dumbfounded tone of pure astonishment. Said, opening her eyes. I know my sushi restaurants. I showed her the box and placed it in her hands. You deserve this more than I do. Saying it like I was saying a granny. Saying it like I was saying a granny to suck eggs. I will pay you back for the box, Tressa said with a serious yet joyful tone. I looked at her harshly. Please do not insult me, consider it a gift for being in your august presence, saying that with a tone that was harsher than I wanted it to be. She blinked. Well, that is a first, Tressa said, as she sat down on a hard marble floor of the elevator. Sorry, I get nervous when talking to women. 1,000,000 times above my league, saying that as almost nervous but very pathetic tone. Tresta crossed her legs and laid the box in her lap. So should I worry that you might have a shrine to me in your basement? She said in a warm tone. I took out the burger. Barely a shelf, I said, as I sat on the cold marble floor of the elevator. So what have you got on your shelf? Tressa said as she took a crab roll and took a bite. Sounding interested me a bit. I knew it had to pass. Well, there's a pair of your underwear, some of your hair from one of your visits to a hairdresser, and a tampon, saying it in a serious tone. Response was, shame, I was going to let you have my lacy black panties I'm wearing, Tressa said, with a sad look on her face, making me cough hard. And as she saw my look of pure horror, I was kidding, saying that between hard-laboured breaths as I tried to get my breath back. I was not, Tressa said, with a devilish smile, her blue eyes sparkling in the light of the mobile phones. That that illuminated us in the lift. You're going to be the death of me, saying that with my mouth feeling rather dry. I got into the bag and pulled out a can of Coke. I look at her and smile. Like one? I'm sorry it's not the spring water you deserve, but best I can do, I said mockingly, not really thinking. Thank you. We can share if you like, Tressa said, invigorated at the sight of a drink. I looked down to see another ice-cold Coke in the bag. My inner dark side is saying to me, share. You'll never kiss her, so share a can, and maybe you can taste her lipstick on the can. My more controlled side said, no. You can have one for yourself. Do not be creepy. No thanks, got one myself, confident in my decision, but still wondering what she would taste like. Shaking that thought out of my head, I see her open the can. I look at her drink the Coke, tilting her head back, and to see a bead of condensation trickle down her throat and to her cleavage. I closed my eyes. Well, now I know what women see in the Diet Coke adverts, smiling sheepishly, looking away. Hearing the can being sat down, I opened my eyes, trying to get the smug grin off my face. So how much money would you pay me to let you follow that bead of water with my tongue? Tressa said with a serious tone. I look at her face with a... Sorry, say that again. So, how much money would you pay me to let you follow the bead of water with your tongue? Tressa said with a serious tone. I look at her face with a coy copy of the smile I had when I was gawking at her with condensation running down her throat. Do not play with me, woman, I say with a harsh but playful tone. Sorry, but you're cute when you're trying to get a look at me, Tressa said. Soft but humorous tone. Yes, I know I'm a pig for looking at you like that, saying that as if to say, yes, I'm a perv. A small chuckle escaped her lips as she tilts her head back. Like women do not look at men like that, like you did. Her tone was comforting. Anyway, you have put my mind at ease. True warmth was emanating from her voice. You're a woman I would move a mountain one rock at a time to make sure you had a sunlit stroll. My mind caught up with what I said. I looked at Tressa's supermodel face. Do you realize how sappy what you just said was? Tressa said with a smile on her face, showing her amusement. Well, Yvonne, can you blame me? A guy the most sappy, pathetic shut-up line in the history of the world, saying this Morty is my own discomfort than hers. Please call me Tressida, not Yvonne. Her voice was soft in a way that I only understood later. Oh, have I offended you, Tressida? I'm sorry, saying these words in a slight, muted, more gentle tone. Yes, you did. Only people I do not call friends call me Yvonne. I consider you a friend, so please call me Tressida. She said these words as if she was offended that I did not class her a friend. To be honest, Tressida, I do not think that is appropriate. You barely know me. For all you know, I could be an insane person who wants to wear your skin as a new suit. Saying that was hard on me, but I knew that a woman like her would never even talk to me in a bar if I was bar staff. I insist you call me Tressida. Besides, you have me sushi and a drink, and you make me feel a lot better about the situation we are in, Tressa said, with the last words turning into a slight chattering of her teeth. I smiled. And took off my... Trista said her loss was turning into a slight... Oh, sorry. Getting a bit flummoxed here. Give me a second, would you guys? The fuck? Right, sorry about that. I smiled and took off my suit jacket. I leant over and put it on Tresta, tucking her arms in. This might warm you up a bit, I said to Tresta with a... Tresta Kate Beckinsale? Why do you... Hang on, I've got to look up Kate Beckinsale. Hang on. No. 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 Tresta is not Kate Beckinsale. Everybody, that is the... Not who I'm thinking of. She has blonde hair. It's a nice idea, but not the person I'm thinking of. But alright, okay. Alright, now where was I? Oh yeah. This might warm you up a bit, I said to Tresta with the cool air, putting a chill in my body. But I did not care one bit, placing my jacket over her grey sweatshirt. But you'll be cold, Trista said, still chattering her teeth slightly. I do not care, Trista was about to speak when I put my hand up. That is my final word. I will not say that I will say about it. She looked at me and smiled. Thank you. Her body getting a bit warmer by her lack of chattering teeth. She looked at me. Come closer, Tressa said with an eager voice. I slid closer. Then she sat on my lap. I hate the cold floor. Just where I looked. Where are we? Right, that is as far as I'm willing to go at the moment. There is a lot more, but I'm not willing for you guys to see it just as yet. So let me just change the settings for a bit. Oh god, where is it? Right. Okay, guys. Well, there's only one of you here, I think. Any questions? Any questions at all? Because there's a lot more of the book to go, but I haven't finished that chapter yet, so that's chapter 3. Well, let me just check. Yeah. That's we're getting into chapter 4 on that section, so in a hardcover form, no. But I am going to try and get it published on Amazon. You can buy ebooks, and you will be able to buy mine for a very, very cheap price. Because I think you can choose the price. I think £1, maybe £2. Because it's my first book, I don't have that much faith in it, and why not keep it at a cheap price so anybody who wants to buy it can buy it? They can even have a laugh at it if they want, but it's something I just want to just get out there and get. I can write a book, and it's something I can put on my gravestone when I'm like dead or something. I wrote a book. It was shit, but I wrote it. I don't know if I can't use an alias. If I can use an alias, and I might do. We'll see. I haven't even finished it yet. Any questions about the book? Anything about the story and plot? I'll happily answer. Here's an interesting thing. Marcus Trent is the main character, but he has 0 spy skill. But he does have a way of thinking that Trester does not. No, I haven't named the book yet. I don't know what to call it. I'm thinking about the Tressida Files or the Trester's Betrayal, but not so sure. Oh, Paul, that's a shame. But yes, it will go live. Yeah. I've done about 3 chapters, and there's like a lot more that I've actually written down. And because my hands are still feeling crappy as hell, I can't really write at the moment. I'll tell you a few things about Tressida. She is... I'm basing her off someone. Now, if you've seen some of my earliest videos, and I do mean pretty much near the start of my YouTube career, I do a few videos on a series I like. Now, if you look at someone who is primary in those videos, you will see who it's based off of. Basically. Now, I just made them up. Well, the first name, the name Trester uses, Yvonne Trester. The first part of the name is the name of the actress. Now, that gives you a clue. That's a pretty bloody big clue. Hopefully I won't get legally clobbered by that, but it's just part of a name. Tresta, the second name, which I've actually sort of told the entire audience is she prefers to be used as the first name, is completely my own work. Also, can you guys tell me if you can see the chat on screen very well? I just he is somebody who has dyslexia. Basically, he's slightly Barry, I cannot state if you're correct or not. If it's the blonde off Chuck. Okay, thanks, Paul, for clarifying that you'd see it. Yeah, Marcus is basically. Oh, hey, Aiken. Sorry, you've missed most of it, but you're in the sort of section where we're doing the Q&A. So, and after this stream's done, we will get into the. I will put this up on my channel. Yeah. Marcus Trent is basically he is. If you've ever seen the 50 Shades of Grey trailer. Oh, well, let me explain this first. If you've ever seen the 50 Shades of Grey trailer, the woman who is basically an analogue for every single woman in the entire history of the world, she has no character. Well, I'm trying not to go for a character. That is every single man, but I'm going for a character that is every single man who could not walk up to a supermodel, who doesn't have the confidence. This guy gets told that the supermodel happens to be a spy and fell in love with him because he saved her life. And I'll tell you this right now, he saved her life because he was playing a video game. I'm basically ripping off Hitman here a little, and there was a challenge, and Marcus saved Tresta's life by telling the agency she's part of how she was poisoned, and that saved her life because they didn't realize it was two poisons. He did. And yes, you are correct, Barry. Very, very loosely based off her. Basically, take the body type verbatim, but the personality is completely different. Describe Marcus. Okay, well, Marcus is a gaming nerd. Why did you delete your... Alright, okay, you deleted your thing, okay, no, alright, it's up to you. But, he is a gaming nerd. He's sort of, kind of like us. A gamer. Somebody who might not have the confidence. It's not going to be part of a trilogy. It's going to be part of a series, I hope. Once I get the foundation out, the first book that basically sets out the basics of who these people are, basically who Marcus is, who Trester is, who's the agent she works for. What's so funny, Barry? Yeah, it's and I've everybody who's read it has said they've loved it. Okay. I haven't even published it yet. Yeah, okay, I've already casted the film in my mind. That is one thing I've already done. And yes, I knew who I want to cast it with, but it wouldn't really work. I've actually thought of who I'd want to direct it. There's two people, Jon Favreau, if they'd ever make this book into a movie, and Jonathan Frakes. But other than that, not really. And I knew who I want to play Tressiter, but the chance this book is ever going to get anywhere is slim to none. My fans could probably buy me like a pizza off the amount I might get off this book. I think. But you never know. You never know. I might have suddenly turned into the next 50 Shades of Grey and it was like, what the fuck? Oh, definitely for adults. This is not for kids. This is not for kids at all. This is not a kid's book, show, film, or anything like that. This is for people who like Kingsman, people who like Bond, people who hate things like 50 Shades of Grey and think they're very sexist, and also people who think that spies have to be male characters. Well, Marcus is not a spy, but he is someone who is trusted by a spy who the spy knows that she can trust to get her out of situations that most spies wouldn't be able to get out of. But she can fight, she can shoot, things like that. Okay, if it gets published in book form, actual book form like this, then yes. Yeah, I would. But it's going to be an ebook form. Why sign an ebook? I might do it for a bit extra, but frankly, most of the time I'd probably just say I'd probably sign a couple of hundred if I got to the stage where what for the book? Not yet. I haven't finished it yet. I've got a few ideas. Okay. $50 Shades of Blonde. That might work. The Spy I Met in a Lift. You're interested in me, why? And wait, you're a spy? So I'm dating a spy. That could be another one. The nymphomaniac blonde spy. Those are a few ideas. I think I might go for 50 Shades of Blonde. But I don't know. Legally, I don't know if I could get away with that, but what else? What else? The Spy Who Gave Me a Knickers. Well, that's a bit too comical, but I want my book to have comedy and a bit of seriousness and a bit of action, a bit of things like that. Try and sell the book to me. Okay. It is a book designed for men and women who are sick and tired of serious spy novels and serious spy films and serious spy books, but want something with a little bit of heat in it, as in a bit of 50 Shades of Greyish mixed with Kingsman the Secret Service, mixed with a load of gaming, YouTube, and nerdish references. Basically, it's a spy comedy with sex in it, but it's also taking itself seriously, and it's got characters that know a character that knows the tropes of the spy industry and things like that. How have you come up with a mini bad and a big bad for the book? What, bad guys? Yes. Yes, I've come up with the bad guys already. And I can't tell you donkey butter about them. You saw the mini bads at the beginning because there was the interrogator who's dead and the interrogator's wife who's still alive. And this is who the entire story is being told to. And then in the book, you're going to get to a stage where it goes live, as in it's no longer a story. Tresta is there, and we get to that sort of stage, if you see what I mean. And also, it's a bit burn noticey, the book. It's how many people in the chat have seen Burn Notice? This is going to take a while. Wait, give me a second, I've got to check something. Sorry, I just got to do something. It's not a movie, it's a TV series. Burn Notice. Burn Notice is definitely a TV series. Burn Notice is a bit like MacGyver. It's a bit like MacGyver, Marcus Trent. He sort of thinks his way out of different things. Yes. Now, Barry, did you stay here for all the thing, or did you just come in? I think you've been here for most of the reading of the book. Did you think Marcus Trent is Chuckish? That's something I want to avoid like the plague, because I don't want to remake Chuck, if you see what I mean. Chuck is a good show, but Chuck is Chuck. My book is different. And... oh, and I'm just going to put a link in the chat. This is who I'm basing Cressida off. This is the female character of the book. She is basically who I would want to play Cressida if it ever got that far. I don't think it would. Second and third chapters. Why do you think Okay. But Marcus doesn't have a computer in his brain, unlike Chuck. He just has his skills that he's learnt from being a gamer, from being a nerd. He is not a spy like Chuck turns into during the series. Here's the link. Can I post that? What? Of writing? Unfortunately, my hands aren't that good, so no. But I'll see what I can do. I'm not gonna say yes. I'm not gonna say no. I might do a Ask Me Anything in a couple of days. It depends how I feel. Now, here's a secret. God damn it. I might do. I think I'll try doing a gaming stream, but I'm not promising anything. I'm not going to promise if I definitely am not going to promise anything about whether I'm going to do another stream in a few days, because my hands are still feeling rather bad and I don't want to risk it. Yeah. Any other questions? Oh, yeah, why not? Let me show you the... hang on. I'm going to go through... Let me show you the gun I'm going to give her? M19. I'm going to give Tresta an M1911 as her main pistol, where she wants to go for an assault kind of attack kind of thing. If she's going to attack a building or anything. And it's not more espionage, it's more attack and actually going in for an assault on a building. And I'm gonna go for her more surreptitious.
Everybody needs to.
Her more surreptitious pistol to be a Beretta. Well, I'll put it in the chat. This is not concealed carry. That is the weapon I'm going to have her in her bra, garter, thigh, sort of thing. Her purse, kind of. That's her purse kind of gun. If you look it up on YouTube, it's a very small gun that packs enough punch, but it's an interesting gun. So, yeah. And her main sort of weapon gun is an M1911. So she has two guns. What else? She drives a Mercedes. Hang on, let me check. What? Yes. It's going to be more real world for the main spy agency, but the bad guys are going to be going for more of the gimmicks. This is the thing. It's the bad guys are going to be using one of the weapons I'm thinking of using in a different story. I'm sort of thinking about in the back of my mind is an EMP rifle and things like that. That is what I'm thinking of. Yes. Yeah. More of a garter gun, really, not a bra weapon. But there is, I don't know, you'll see. And also, this book is rather explicit in a scene where I sort of go a bit too far in a bedroom scene with me and with Marcus and Tressida. Yes, the first book will have an iconic bad guy for the series. Well, he's not going to be well, you'll see. And I hope I don't play it off too obvious who the bad guy is. And also, you'll see. She drives. Hang on. Let me just check. $1,500. Also, in the other stories that I'm going to do, I'm also going to have. It's not going to be terrorists, but it might be it's not going to be who you think, I hope, every time that is going to be the bad guy. Or girl. Yeah. And yes, in the second book, I am basic. If you're a Hitman fan, I am. What is my inspiration for this book? Right, there is no inspiration. What there is was I was thinking up a rather risque story, and it turned into this. As in, I was thinking of putting up a bit of a pornographic story, and then I thought, basically too far-fetched, and just gone for this spy stuff. It's sort of meeting an actress in a lift, and that's not. Yeah, that's not going to happen. This is more likely to happen, and I can have fun with it, and I can. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, hang on. Where is it? Such a shame nobody has actually subscribed today, because this is what you'd see.
The Empire will make a note of your service.
Damn it! No. Hang on. Not what I wanted. Come on. Up you go. Right. This is my new subscription alerts. No, not donations. Bloody hell, no. Nobody has donated to me. Don't worry about it. This is what I was going to show you.
The Empire will make a note of your service.
I love that. It took me about an hour to work out what part I wanted to do, but hey ho. Let me just get back to the chat, because sorry, I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to these things. There we go. Where are we? Let me just see the chat. What have you guys been saying? Yeah. I have actually been thinking of doing a sci-fi book, but let me finish one book at a time. Let me get through the first Tressida book, then I will do my sci-fi Hitchhiker's slice with Red Dwarf, slice with Futurama sort of piss take. It's not really going to be a piss take, but it's more, we go out into space and find out there are no bloody aliens who want to learn about love, who want to learn about kissing. It just turns out we all be jerks together, and you got to survive. It's a bit like you'll see. But let me finish this one first. Let me get my health back first. Yeah. So just check. I'll be annoyed if somebody's actually done. Oh well. Yeah. I think that's about time on it. How long have I been going for? I can't bloody tell. Yeah, I've been going for about an hour, 30 minutes. Yeah. Any more questions you guys want to ask? I'm not going to end just yet, but if you guys are okay with that. Yeah, and when I get better, I will get back into the video game streaming. Don't you worry, I have plans. I've got Prey, and some other games I want to play. I'm aching to play them, but my hands are just sort of killing me, so... She drives a Mercedes hardtop, by the way, Triceta, in blood red, which has been gadgetized in the effect that it is bulletproof, well, bullet resistant. Actually, that is going to be a joke in the... Don't... Let me get my hard hat on first before I answer this question, Barry. I don't watch Game of Thrones. Cover. Yeah, I don't watch Game of Thrones. It could be good, but frankly, I don't have the cash. Any chances would you do fantasy and medieval? No, I hate fantasy and medieval because fantasy and medieval it annoys me for 3 reasons. 1, magic is a get out of jail free card for everything. 2, I don't like fantasy. Fantasy is more sort of make something up that will sort of get you out of jail, or make a villain that's uber powerful with this one weak spot. I'm not saying science fiction doesn't do that, but there is something about science fiction where it goes, that is more possible than flying bloody dragons. Okay, I must admit, Game of Thrones does have the distinct advantage of a lot of sex. That is a good thing. But frankly, fantasy is not my kind of bag. Even though I like playing, well, I don't know if I like playing Skyrim. I might restart my Skyrim playthrough because I was too interested in building the house, and then got to the state where it's like, why play the rest of the game? But I think I'll skip the house building and just play the game. Any more questions? When I can, when my hands are better, yes. I'll finish Fallout 4. I might do Fallout 1 and 2. A lot of people are saying they won't, and I'm going to go, yeah, I will, I think. But it's going to be a long bloody slog, so we'll see. We'll see. What, for Fallout 4? Doing some of the DLC when I last finished it, yeah. There aren't any DLCs for Fallout, are there? The original Fallout? I think there's some for Fallout. The only time it started was with Fallout 3 onwards. There was none for Fallout 1 and 2. But yeah, I will do some of them. I think time to call it, I think. I'm going to be a greedy sod here. I've got other games to play, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to play it, if you see what I mean. Which I doubt you do. Where are we? My eyes look really weird in that camera. They look absolutely insane. Okay, thank you very much everyone for watching. Even if it's the vlog, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed these first, I think, 2 and a bit chapters. Goodbye now. See you guys later.